So before we go any further, I would like to say that this video is for educational purposes only, and if this video somehow goes against your beliefs or opinions, I am terribly sorry and I'll try and improve it in the near future. So without further ado, let's go!
Hello, what's up, knowers? My name is Fami and I'm gonna be your host for today in Now You Know. So today we're going to talk about one of the big issues that's currently happening in Malaysia, but it's not as big as the recent general election or the 1MDB scandals, but I think that this issue have a quite huge impact in our future. As we all know that LGBT stands for lesbians, gays, bisexual and transgender, but today we're going to focus more on the gays, or as we all know, the homosexuals. So I hope that at the end of this video we can understand more regarding the gays in general, and also the ramification of the gay movement in Malaysia in terms of social acceptance of the community and also from the religious perspectives. So by definition, homosexual is a person who is sexually attracted to one of their own sex. So in this case, for gays, they are most likely to be attracted to men. Nowadays we can see that this group of people, they tend to come out of their closet and admit openly in public their sexual orientations. While in some part of the Western world where gay marriages are normal now, in Malaysia this is not a normal thing to be practiced, since it's against this. In my opinion, I think that homosexuality is against our Eastern cultures and beliefs. But we are not here to judge them, we are simply here to understand them. And in order to do that, we have to actually go to them, approach them, have a conversation face to face. And that's what we're going to do. Well, personally, I think that to find gay people in UCAM it's quite hard because they tend to be secretive. But fortunately, I found one respondent that willingly to have a conversation with me, and the next clip I'm about to show you is the audio where me and him had a conversation. So hello, thank you for having me for tonight. So let us start with the first question. So when did you first discover homosexuality?
Saya discover masa darjah 6, darjah 5.
So what drives you to homosexual activities?
Yang second tu sebab saya rasa macam maybe tak ada peluang nak explore dengan perempuan. So maybe dengan lelaki okay kot. Atau maybe pun dengan lelaki pun rasa okay. Tak tahu lah. Yang second tu ada rasa kalau orang tu handsome ke, kalau macam taste aku ke okay kot. Depends lah. Yang second question tu depends. Kalau klik, kalau okay explore sex, okay.
So question number 3, have people close to you, such as parents, roommate, etc., discovered that you are gay?
Yang third question, parents tak tahu.
So what are their reactions? And for question number 5, how many times did you practice homosexuality in a year? Is it recurring or just one time?
Kalau question 4 tu, kalau orang discover orang tu gay, I tak sure how their reaction. Tapi different people have different experience. Kalau orang tu kena kecam. Kalau orang tu tak kena kecam, tak kena kecam kan. So masing-masing adapt to how to being discreet. So kalau lagi banyak orang macam menjatuhkan marah orang lain, lagi discreet lah seorang tu kan. So So itulah orang yang tak suka orang lain tu, kalau hatred for LGBT, tak tahulah result dia macam mana. So macam kalau orang yang hate LGBT tu dia hate yang benda yang betul, betul lah. Tapi dia macam kalau dia hate benda tu yang tak sepatutnya kena hate, macam tu lah. Sebab saya pun tak kerti nak cakap macam mana. So okay lah.
So, moving on to the next question. How many sexual partners do you have? So, if you have one, do you intend to switch for someone else? And also, question number 7. Do you practice safe sex?
Nombor 5 tu maybe under 10 kot. I tak kira sangat. Yes, I intend to switch with someone else. Depends on my taste. Yes, I practice safe sex. Tapi tak juga kalau I have that one of those trust.
So, for question number 8, do you know the consequences of your activity if discovered physically or by medical results?
Ada juga tempat medical check up tu I rasa okey. Ada yang I rasa terpaksa berani kalau nak test cepat-cepat.
So, does being gay changes your lifestyle? If your answer is yes, is it towards betterment?
Orang cakap kalau being gay dia changes lifestyle tu macam maybe study tu tak berkat ke, ataupun macam maybe tak jadi orang yang, well, depends. Kalau macam ada orang cakap kalau gay ni yang selalu sapu orang je mesti pekerjaan dia yang masih biasa. So kalau gay yang tak murahan sangat, maybe pekerjaan dia lagi elok, dia lagi banyak gaji ke apa ke.
So, the last question is, do you want to hide your sexuality, for example, like a closet relationship, or do you want to express it in any manner as possible?
Depend lah kalau saya nak open saya punya sexuality. Yang for the gays out there, safe sex, lepas tu trust tu memang ada risiko dia kalau tak nak guna kondom.
So now that we know about how and why they succumb to homosexuality, so let us not waste time and watch another video where my friend Hafiz interviewed one of the lecturers in UKM and gave his opinions regarding this issue. Let's watch it.
Assalamualaikum, Wan. First, can you introduce yourself?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. My name is Wan Fariza Aliati Wan Zakaria. I am from Center for Aqidah and Global Peace, Faculty of Islamic Studies. My specialization is in Islamic philosophy and contemporary Islamic thought. Thank you.
Okay. My first question is, how far you know about gay?
Thank you. This is for me, it's quite a tough question. Why? Because normally myself, I haven't met a gay guy, or maybe I met him, but I do not know whether he is a gay or not. But what I know about gay is mostly from the media. So what I know about gay is a person who has a sexual interest onto same sex, and this interest and also desire towards the same sex is regarded for them as natural. So I think, for example, a guy who have a sexual desire for another guy, this is what I believe or what I understand as gay. If a woman desire for another woman, this is called as lesbian. So the point is, whether gay or lesbian, this kind of people, they have sexual interest or sexual desire towards same sex, not the opposite sex, as the normal person do. I think that's all that I know about gay.
Okay, thank you. My second question is, what is your perception of this group?
Okay. Sorry. Can I add a little bit on what I know about gay?
Okay, yes.
Just remember a few points. Apart from this information that I have about gay, it is also nowadays it is also well discussed about the issue of gender, and gay is regarded as one of third gender uh, that is in Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It says that gender person can define his or her or their own gender without without specifically related to the normal gender. So what normal gender is men and women, but third gender also regarded as lesbian, gay, or maybe bisexual or transgender. This is called as a sexual construct. Gender as a social construct, not as biological construct. What we know as man and woman is a biological construct, whereas gender is a social construct. So I think on top of what I understand about gay, which is more from the biological understanding and also from the perspective of a religion, this is what I want to connect to the second question. My perception on gay is that it is not um, gay, or being gay is not acceptable by the religious view, because being gay means that you are opposing uh, the fitrah or human nature that is given by God, whereby man desires women and women desires men, and this is what we call a natural desire, or natural or basic desire instinct between men and women, as regarding to the religious point of view based on human nature. So in that case, I believe that gay is not the gay uh, the act of being gay is um, is regarded as unlawful by religion. But when we try to understand gay person, we cannot just judge them because of their being gay. What I mean is that if we see them as a people who are um, deviate from the Islamic ethics, so maybe we will reject them, and then we regarded them as um, totally doing something wrong in religion. What I mean is that the act itself is the act of being gay itself is unlawful, but as we look as this gay person as a human being, we have to look with the sense of or a feeling of empathy. This is what I believe, that as a Muslim we have to see another Muslim, maybe perhaps Muslim guy who have this inclination towards being gay, or he already become a gay. We cannot judge them. We have to try to understand, and also try to bring them back to Islam. Try to make them understand what is lawful and what is unlawful, and why Islam reject this kind of behavior, because it will bring them to something which is perhaps maybe will affect their own health, not only health but also their behavior will affect the society as a whole. For me, these two perceptions. The first one is based on religion, which is that particular act is unlawful. But the second is perception towards the gay person as a human. So as a human, we have to be empathy, try to bring them back to the religion. But secondly, regarding to the act itself, I think we have to declare this is not right according to religion. So when we deal with the person, we have to be we have to act like we act to another human being. We cannot reject them. But when regarding to the act or behavior of this gay, I think, or the activities of this gay person, I think this must be. We have to be clear. This is rejected by the religion, and we have to so-called try to make the gay person understand and try to obey the religion for their own goodness.
Okay. My next question is, why gay not accepted in a religion and country?
I think it is more because of the religion, as as I mentioned before, and also because of social custom or social what we call as ada means custom, acceptable behavior within the society. Because we are Eastern people, we do not accept gay or being gay as normal. Okay, and also because of if we look at the alhamdulillah few verses in the Quran, there are alhamdulillah 9 verses in the Quran that mention about the act of kaum Lut or people of Lut, whereby in the Quran, for example, in Surah Ash-Shu'ara verses 160 until 165, it is mentioned about, if I can perhaps quoted the verses. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The people of Lut denied the messengers when their brother Lut said to them, "Will you not fear Allah? Indeed, I am to you a trustworthy messenger. So fear Allah and obey me, and I do not ask you for it any payment. My payment is only from the Lord of the worlds. Do you approach males among the worlds and leave what your Lord has created for you as mates? But you are a people transgressing." And they say, "If you do not desist, O Lord Lut, you will surely be of those evicted." Okay, this is part of the verses that said or mention about the act of the people of Lut who disobey their messenger, the prophet Lut, because of their act, the transgressing act of desiring the same sex or gay, in this case. So it is said that these are the people of this act is, they are regarded as people transgressing people who disobey the law of God, and they wanted something which is unnatural from what God has created to them. God has created female to male, and female to male and male to female. So this kind of relationship, which is regarded as natural, this is what God says, and this is what mentioned in the Quran, for example. So the behavior of people who do not want what God has created to them is regarded as disobeying God's law, and also disobeying God's messenger. I mean the people, the people of Lut, disobey their own messenger, the Prophet Lut himself, by disobeying uh, uh, the verses. Firstly, because of the religion did not agree with the behavior. This is the first one. Secondly, is because of our society, especially our Malay society and also Muslim society, regarded the behavior as totally against the religious principles and also the religious ethics. So I think based on these two points, the first one is based on the religious scripture itself, and also because of the social customs of the people or the Eastern people uh, uh, adopted the religion, thereby the act of gay or being gay is not acceptable in our society. And perhaps I think even if the gay people think that this is against their rights as a human, I think the normal human rights nowadays is actually more on propagating individual rights, whereas we as a society, especially Muslim society, we do not look only on individual rights. Rights in Islam is also regarding to the society's right, the right of the society um, to have a normal life, to have a life which is according to the God's law, and so on and so forth. So when one of the member of the society, let's say for example this gay person, think that it is his right to propagate or to expose his identity or his activity or his behavior as a gay, I think this is against what is acceptable within the society. So I think that's why I do believe that in our context, human rights, as we understood by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, is we have to, we have to be very cautious about it. It is not all rights that we can. It is not that we can accept it. It is that the rights of the individual who say that he can do whatever he want to do, regardless of what society say. I don't think this is the right way to understand or to apply within our context in Malaysia, especially, and within Muslim society in particular.
Okay. My last question is how to help those who are involved in this group.
Okay, this is a very important question. Unless this gay person or gay people think that they need to be helped, then we cannot do anything. If let's say that they feel like they have their rights and they want to they want to to impose their rights to others, then we cannot do anything about them. They will try and struggle to make their voice heard. But anyway, I do believe that whatever it is in our society, if we handle this as a conflicting issue, it will not bring us to any betterment in the society. What we have to do is to approach this group of people with kindness, act of kindness, because kindness is from religion. Okay, hikmah or wisdom is also from religion. So religious people should approach this group of people with kind heart and also with wisdom. This is what is lacking in our society. When we have a wrong perception towards these people, of course their act is maybe for us is totally perhaps is a transgressing act and disrespectful perhaps. and unlawful. But still, we have to, if we take the same kind of action that we conflict with them, we have conflict with them, then the problem will not going to be solved. So I think what we need to do is we have to approach them with kind heart and also with open-minded. Try to make them understand why Islam reject this kind of behavior. What is the impact of this behavior towards not only for their health and also for the society, but also for the future generation, for humanity as a whole. What will happen if a man marry a man? What will happen to the generation of human being? What if a woman marry a woman? What kind of human being will will become? Human being will extinct, probably. Where come this offspring? Because offspring or children comes from this relationship between man and woman. Marriage. Um, Although they will say that, oh, now we have scientific revolution, we can make babies out from tubes or maybe from from the laboratory. But this is not the case. What about love? Human love towards children. What do you think children who have father and father, not father and mother? I have this, this Scientific American magazine about young and transgender. If you can look at this, this is one of the magazine that also discuss about what happened about conflict identity that experienced by the children because of they do not know what type of gender they have. Uh, I believe if these people, gay people, think about future, they will think uh, basic humanity. What is it that consists of human being? Is it between man and man? No. What God has created to us, and what actually we as a person can do with it. So I think we have to make them understand this, and then perhaps through psychological counseling, and maybe through religious, we call this tazkiyah an-nafs, process of purification of the soul. Maybe perhaps we can bring these people back to their fitrah that God has created the human being, so that they can live their behavior, and also they can try to console their desire, not to suppress but to console, uh, through religion, through understanding of what is better for them. Allah Alam.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Well, that's all the time we have left, folks. My name is Fami and I'm your host for In You Know, and I'll see you guys later in the next video. Ciao.